Travelers, you asked, I listen. Now we are comparing the Disney Cruise Line vacation price to Walt Disney World, and so this is feedback straight from the viewers. So let's get into it. Let's see what happens here. Disney versus Disney. Now I need to make sure that I'm transparent. I just went to the Disney website. These are the cheapest cruises that I found that are 5 days or greater. You can do I think the cheapest one was a 2 day cruise out of Australia. It was $1,100 for 2 days. These are the cheapest ones out of New Orleans and Galveston. I picked the cheapest. Well, there's a week long cruise. There's more cruises, which and I'm a week long guy. I like to get in, get settled, unpacked. These were the cheapest week long cruises, but these were from San Juan and flying to San Juan. Believe me, I'm flying out of San Juan in December. It's a little cheaper to fly to Orlando. So I wanted to kind of keep it like for like and find one out of Port Canaveral. There's a bunch of options here. Here's one for 5,000, but the one I stuck with, this was the cheapest one out of Port Canaveral. And the dates were November 4th through November 11th. So this is the one that we'll pick. It's noteworthy. Now, maybe you have kids, maybe you don't. If you have kids, you probably can't go November 4th through November 11th, unless, well, I just can't imagine there's school. So we'll just take it from there. Now, during some spring break times, these were some notable times. It seems as though right around spring break and other times, the price goes from the observed $4,800 is the cheapest, and it goes up from there. One thing that I think is noteworthy is the price difference between a inside room and a balcony room is quite well. It's pretty reasonable. On other carriers, it's a pretty big jump to go from either an ocean view, an inside room, to a balcony. Disney keeps it pretty reasonable all across the board. It's I don't know, about $1,000 difference, a little less here, about $700. And also, the one thing worth noting is this is the price for four folks. So that's all in. And it appears to include tax and port fees. So that's a little different. Like if you go to a Royal Caribbean or a Carnival, for example, the price you see here is typically broke out per person and does not include any port fees and everything. It wouldn't be unusual to see the price double or triple like that last Canada one I did. It was great. It was like $500 per person. Port fees also $500 per person. So anyway, so that's good to know when you're going on a Disney cruise here. All right, so let's walk through the prices. So I picked the cheapest room as I always do for this particular exercise. And so guaranteed room, you don't know what room you're getting. You're just guaranteed a room, and that's $4,800. If you just want to guarantee it, that's going to be about $1,000 more. And then there's, depending upon where you want to be in the ship. Then there's a deluxe stateroom. And then instead of, because you're inside, you're not looking out the window, they got a TV of what it looks like outside. So you got like a little simulated screen, similar to being on Space 220, perhaps even similar to being on Soarin', if you're so inclined. So I went ahead and mocked it up. Again, the price you saw earlier is the price you see over here. So a 1 week cruise out of Port Canaveral on Disney is $4,800. That includes breakfast, that includes lunch, dinner, ice cream, and that's good. So now we know. So it's $4,800. So now I got to pick a week at Disney World for that same time. The cheapest room that I found at Disney World was $5,300. That included one park per day. That was at the Coronado Springs. It's a holiday week, so there wasn't a lot of availability. I believe Veterans Day is right around this time frame. But that is what I found available. And that actually did include the 25% off most vacations between summer and Christmas Eve. But we also I need to factor in some food. I didn't go extravagant. As you know, this thing has a table service and whatnot, and ice cream actually included. It says right there, ice cream and quick service bites. So I didn't factor in ice cream, but I did do the traditional Casey's Corner hot dog baseline standard, which is a drink, hot dog, and fries, and that's about $20. And so if you can eat that 3 times a day, you're doing pretty good. That brings the total to $7,000, and which means we can now come to a conclusion here that 4,000 on a cruise and 7,000 at Disney World. The Disney cruise is $2,100 cheaper. Two things of note. For Disney World, I didn't do any. There's no Genie Plus factored into it, and there's no Park Hopper factored into it. No ice cream, no bottles of water, no churros, no spring roll bites. That is what I imagine to be base as a base. Similar for Disney Cruise, I really don't think you would. It's not possible to go less than that. In fact, you're definitely going to be more. There's gratuities that you need to pay. It's per person. $15, $18 per person per day is the customary amount. And no, I didn't budget in any excursions, but there's so many things included on a cruise, like kids club, the pool area, the private island that they have, but snorkel gear is extra. If you need to do like a specialty dining at a steakhouse, that's a little extra. Spa services always extra. So I didn't add any of that, but this is pretty much what you can expect. But if I'm to be completely honest, if we just back up for 1 minute, if you go like Darren, and maybe this would be the next video, like when your kids are off, because the whole reason I do this is friendly reminder: I'm not a travel agent. I don't book this stuff. I don't work for Disney. I don't work for anybody. I'm just a dad who plans vacations for my family. And I got an extended family that likes their grandma and grandpa like to come down and see the grandson. So I'm just a dude scouring the internet to make sure that we go and build memories, and that there's we're cost conscientious. I look for value. I see value. I take value. So my kid's in school, and I probably won't be doing these dates, but these dates here are probably more in line. So if you take the $10,000 or the spring break amount, my hunch is, and this will be another video, but my hypothesis is, team, that Disney World could be significantly cheaper on the other end. But nevertheless, if you can take your kid out to school, or heck, just go cruising with people in school, and more power to you. But that concludes this video of what is cheaper, Disney World or a Disney cruise. And now all right, if you hate, listen, I work, I do this for the people. If there's something that you want to see done, something you want to see compared, you let me know. As you can tell, I enjoy hearing my own voice. And if you made it this far, you might enjoy hearing my voice as well. So until the next video, I'll talk to you then. Be safe.